A little walk around on the 53 Chevy. Shaved door handle. Still ugly. Interior's mostly done at this point. New door panels, raised vinyl, 3-tone, metal flake steering wheel. Got the gauges for the air ride, along with 3 switches, front, rear, and then front and rear combined. All black carpet inside. Original, well, redone original bench seat currently still in. Rear seat has been modified, basically cut into 2 buckets to allow for transmission tunnel clearance. Kind of tough to see, but the seat bottoms still need some work, but they're foamed and cut to fit. Little release latch I've got for the trunk. It's out of a Mercury Tracer. Little rear deck rebuild with air ride gauge pressure, tank pressure. Shot forward there, the dash. Trunk is pretty close to complete. There's the air ride setup. 8 valves, 5-gallon tank, manual pressure adjuster, electronic, and then single compressor with 3/8 line. Battery and circuit breaker stashed behind this side, and this side's just blank. Got to make a few more cover panels. Mustang gas tank, 67, 68-ish. Works really well, gives you a lot of clearance. Wiring and distro stuff for the valves. You'll read things online that tell you that some of these kits will save you 12 hours of wiring. I can tell you right now I've got about an hour and a half of total work in my air ride wiring. It's not hard. This is ride height in the rear with the bags inflated. It's about 10 inches of clearance, maybe a foot. It's plenty, I can tell you that. Powder coated rims, original 53 Chevy wheels, powder coated copper vein with chrome rings. Just got these done this week. They turned out pretty badass, I think. I was going for rust, got pretty close. This is aired up. I will turn the key on here. Compressor will kick on. Here is aired out. Pretty much eats that wheel on the back end. We'll call that a tail dragger. I don't know how much lower you can get. I can drive this thing about 3/8 of an inch higher than that. The tires act as my emergency brake with the system aired out. Alpine stereo, front speakers in the kicks, front speakers in the original location, 2 6x9s in the back corners, all Rockford. Love it or hate it, it's reasonably priced and it sounds okay. Air gauges up front for front and rear monitoring. Factory headlight switch still intact. Rewired. Whole car's been converted to 12 volt, obviously. The fuse box is right there. I don't know if you can see it from the light. It's a 12 circuit. Entire car, minus the headliner, has got about 2 layers of sound deadening on it. Firewall included. What is that? 10 gauge teeth or grill teeth in there. New headlights, 7-inch. Pretty much available anywhere. I think I paid about 40 bucks a pair for them on eBay. Pop this hood open. I'm going to set you down real quick. Hold on. Whole lot of nothing under here currently, but prepped firewall wise. Most 53s and 54s have a couple of ridges that run vertically through this section here on the firewall that you have to take off. I've done that, filled the vent holes, smoothed it out a little bit. It's not a freaking show car, so I'm not trying to win any awards, but it's smooth and rhino coated. Fuel line is right there for now. I'll put a filter there and extend it up to the fuel pump. Rear brake line comes up and is just kind of hanging out and waiting. Got distribution from the back. I've got 4-gauge ran from the battery in the back up to the front. All my accessory stuff for when the motor goes in is kind of chilling out, waiting. I cut out the factory gas pedal and brake pedal linkage. Those are gone because they're in the way. Reworked hood latch, moved the arm to where I could actually get to it a little easier with the way the teeth work. You can see it hanging back in there. When you don't do any work to the latch, it sits about here. Problem is when you put in extra teeth, this tooth here, this one being the center, this one being the first one to the passenger side, hood latch sits in the way. So I moved it over, kind of rebent it, re-welded it. New parking light, lenses, and hardware. Car has a pretty cool stance as it sits right here. I have a lot of body work to do. Everybody asks me, well, what color is it? What color is it? Well, right now it's about 5 different colors because, quite frankly, I'm not overly concerned about how it looks paint-wise. I think the car will speak for itself going down the road this low. When it's on the ground, I can't really show you because it's too damn low, but the gas tank is about 2 inch and 3/4 from the ground. I've got horizontal beams under the gas tank for clearance, and then the stock leaf spring perches are still in place, and the car rests for the most part on those before anything else. So plenty of clearance, which is badass, plus those spring perches will allow me to throw some sparks off of that. Can barely see the wheel from this side. Front wheel up there. I have a rear window for back here. I just need to get a seal for it. That's about $100. Got me a little Mexican blanket seat cover for now. That's how we do. Need to get a front windshield still. I've got side glass. Need to get side door glass, the crank up glass, but quite frankly it's never going to really drive when it's cold, so I'll put that in whenever it comes. Dash has been reworked a lot. I didn't cover this earlier, but heater control obviously is no longer in play because, like I said, it's not going to be driven when it's cold. Heater control's gone. Gauges sit about where it was. Obviously stereo's been cut in. You can see the iPod hanging out. It's actually velcroed under the stereo. It's an Alpine IDAX, which is iPod only. Door panels, rear door sections. I did everything you see in this car by myself. I've got a car audio background in fab and custom work, so it's not a real far stretch. Now, don't let me fool you. I am certainly no upholstery master, but some of this stuff I can do pretty well. I can't sew, mostly because I don't have a vagina, so somebody else is going to have to do the seats, but you know, as long as I can sit on them and there's not springs poking me in the ass, it's no big deal. So that's where it sits. This is about a 3.5-year project at this point. Got it for my 30th birthday. I'm 33, be 34 in January, thanks to my awesome fiance for this present. Thought about selling it, but pretty close now. Just need a few more small pieces, and hopefully by Thanksgiving or maybe Christmas it'll be on the road. That's that.